fight is scripted for Jake Paul to win?
Well, just come to the fight and you'll see.
I hope y'all keep that same energy when I knock this old man the fuck out.
In the highly dramatic press conference leading to Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, the two boxers exchanged insults against each other, which leads to the question, was the entire press conference scripted? And do you know what the ticket prices are for the much-awaited Mike versus Paul match? Let's see. At a press meeting that turned into a circus in New York, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul came face to face, exchanging trash talk. On Saturday, July 20th, the boxing legend Mike Tyson and the 27-year-old YouTuber turned fighter will square off in a controversial professional fight that will stream live on Netflix. Although Tyson is a former undisputed heavyweight champion, many fans and commentators worry about his health given that he will be facing a man who was born 3 decades after him. Iron Mike, who hasn't competed professionally in almost 20 years, has been advised not to enter the ring again. He's only 3 weeks away from turning 58 on the evening of the fight, and he hasn't held a major boxing title since 1996. Videos from Tyson's training camp cast doubt on his decision, but one of the fiercest and most fearsome boxers in history is not discouraged, and the fight will go on. In April 2024, Tyson posted a video on X, indicating that he was gearing up for the upcoming fight. At a press conference to promote the heavyweight match, which will take place at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, Paul and Tyson both joined in on the chant of expletives. The crowd in New York helped create the tone by mocking Paul and yelling expletives. At last, the fighters removed their gloves, metaphorically, that is, and started exchanging jabs rather than smiles. Just 3 days after a lighthearted exchange between the two boxers, they came together at the Texas press conference, and it sparked rumors the battle was rigged. The situation was noticeably darker and more heated. The fighters, promoted by MC Brian Custer, addressed speculation their heavyweight boxing match was rigged. Well, clearly they don't have a high IQ in here, but that's a federal crime, Paul said. In response to rumors that he would lose against Paul, who competed in his second professional match on the undercard of Tyson's 2020 exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr., Tyson was asked to comment. "Well, just come to the fight and you'll see," Tyson said. "Listen, I started Jake off, and I'm going to finish him." The crowd cheered, and Paul seized the moment by saying, "Hey, I hope you all keep the same energy when I knock this old man out." Paul barked. Tyson seemed genuinely irritated by Paul's antics and briefly walked off at the end of the press conference during the ceremonial face-off. This time included no smiles and no laughter. Hey, but how did Buster Douglas's name come up? One argument between the fighters involved Paul's weight. Paul claimed he looks much larger and has put on weight in preparation for the fight. Tyson simply replied, "He's fat." "Look, Buster Douglas was overweight," Paul retaliated, citing the fighter who, in 1990, handed Tyson his first defeat of his career by knocking him out in one of the biggest upsets in sports history. "Am I correct?" Paul asked the audience. "I know, but you're no Buster Douglas," Tyson remarked. Paul said, I'm better. Paul said he would put an end to Tyson more quickly than Douglas did, and Tyson will always remember that. "You started me off. I appreciate that. Mike, I love you like a father loves his son. But I must discipline you. You're going down, old man." It was in March 2024 when it was announced that Mike Tyson was stepping back into the ring, this time against YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul. The event will be live streamed exclusively on Netflix via a partnership between the streaming giant and Paul's Most Valuable Productions. According to Netflix, promoters are offering a whopping $2 million VIP package for the much-awaited boxing match between Mike and Paul. Ticket prices have already risen to over $60,000 on the secondary market. Mike Tyson, who is 57 years old, last fought in a 2020 exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr., which ended in a draw. Jake Paul was also on the card that night, fighting in a preliminary match against former NBA player Nate Robinson. Paul thinks it's crazy that in his second pro fight, he went viral for knocking out Nate Robinson on Mike Tyson's undercard. Now, less than 4 years later, he's stepping up to face Tyson himself to see if he has what it takes to beat one of boxing's most notorious fighters and biggest icons. Paul started his professional boxing career in early 2020 and has since won 9 of 10 fights, 6 of which ended with knockouts against mostly undistinguished opponents, the Associated Press noted. Earlier, Tyson, in a statement shared by Netflix, acknowledged Paul's accomplishments. Paul has grown significantly as a boxer over the years, so it will be a lot of fun to see what the will and ambition of a kid can do with the experience and aptitude of a GOAT. These are the words of Tyson, the undisputed world heavyweight champion between 1987 and 1990. It will be a full circle moment that will be beyond thrilling to watch. It was actually Mike Tyson who started Paul off on his boxing journey on the undercard of his fight with Roy Jones. And now, the great Mike Tyson himself plans to finish Paul. Tyson is not the only one trash-talking. Paul, on X, also stated that his fight night strategy was to put Iron Mike to sleep. In addition, he made fun of Tyson's facial tattoo and YouTube ear-biting episode. Netflix has not yet revealed the undercards for the upcoming fight. According to Netflix, more details will be released later. This was not the first time Tyson and Paul, who are now considered the most interesting duo in boxing history, met in person to promote their highly anticipated fight in July, which will be available to stream on Netflix. The pair's daring confrontation, which is typically displayed at these kinds of events, is supposedly also being analyzed as a scripted incident waiting to happen. Remember, by subscribing to our channel, you're joining a community of people interested in amazing content like this. See you in the next video. Bye.